cards, service credits. I think on the Sprint side, they call them empowerment credits. So anything that has to do with cash credit cards or service credits will come to me. Anything that's inventory related will go to your inventory specialist. And I don't know if you've had a chance to find out who that is. I can look it up for you once we get done. If you don't know who it is, have you had a chance to talk to your inventory person?
We haven't talked to him yet, no.
Okay. Do you know who it is?
We saw it on a slide somewhere, Pam, and we.
Okay. I'll look it up for you and
That'd
give
be
it
great.
to you so that you have a name.
Okay.
I am not the inventory person. It's over my head, so I can't even help you with that.
No worries.
But your cash looks really, really good. You have a positive $33 for your T-Mobile cash. You have a positive $1248.63 for your Sprint cash. So you can do a download, and right here's where you do the download. You come in and you hit this button. None of this other stuff will show up for you guys. And it comes out in an Excel spreadsheet so that you'll be able to manipulate it, sort, pivot, whatever you need to do. It's a little bit easier to sometimes to sort them when they're like that. So here's, if you come in here, this is dispute reason codes in here, but it's also on the file. This is your file. This is blank because there are no adjustments. Our adjustments are when I approve something or deny something, they'll show up in this tab, in the adjustments tab. So you can easily match up, hey, this was a dispute for $100. I see the corresponding credit given to me here. So that's what this tab is. Here's the data. And here's where you'll be able to, if you want to do Sprint or T-Mobile, you have types. So you have cash for Sprint and T-Mobile. And then you have subtypes. BI is bank item extra, DC is deposit correction, and all of these you can find it in the down here in these tabs, the definition of these. But you'll want to look at it holistically so that you get the store number and the sister stack in case you have cross deposits. So say this $106.17. If you were to look at this, see what she's got. It was a variance within the store control. This might say sister credit is on the sister stack because the deposits got switched. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen that already.
Yes, that was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah. It doesn't look like you guys have it too bad. They went through and did try to match them up as best as they could before they put this out. So it doesn't really look like you guys have a whole bunch.
Good.
And then here it is by store summary. And then here's the dispute reason codes. It'll tell you, here is chargeback, American Express chargeback. We don't see a lot of credit card chargebacks anymore. Since we implemented the chip readers, the only thing that you'll see a chargeback for is if the store is not following the process for a card that is flagged as fraud. If they don't call in and get a code, sometimes we've had rings of credit card fraud where the people will go around to the stores and they'll say, oh no, here's my bank, use my phone, talk to them, and the the store employee uses the phone instead of calling themselves, and it's some guy's friend on the other end that gives them some code that's not even the correct code. But we don't see a lot of that anymore since we have the chip readers. So you won't see a lot of credit card chargebacks. It'll mostly be cash. And then here's a description of the columns and what they mean. So that's how you download. I showed you here's the adjustments. If you want to go download the adjustments, you can do that here. Any updates that go on, like if you dispute something and I go in and I decision it, you can find it in the disputes. In the updates. So there will never be an email that will come out to you that says, hey, these were decisions. You'll have to just go in and you'll have to go in and just look. Sorry, that's somebody else's account. You'll have to come in here and look at the updates and see.
Okay.
So this is how you will dispute. So you'll come to this page and you're going to look at your cash. So if you see right here, these that are under $25, they are not disputable. If it's disputable, there is a box that you have to check. So you check that, and then it makes you input comments. You can't just check it and go on. You have to put something in there that says, hey, this really isn't a missing deposit. Here's my signed courier log. Attach your courier log. So you would put your comments in here. And if you have something that can back up your dispute that will help me when I'm researching them, any information that you can put in there is helpful to me. So if it's the signed courier log, you would hit here, you would attach your courier log, and then you'd hit dispute, and it would come to me. I try to go in here every day and work some of these. So these are items that were charged back in August. So I have until October the 11th, we'll start working on next month's credits. So I need to come in here and start working these so that I can get you those credits back within a timely period. So October the 11th, she shuts it down. So anything that I decision between now and October the 11th will show up on your next file as a credit. And any of the information that I put in, the comments should show up when you are downloading, just like right here, as it did here. So you know what's happening.
When does our 60-day clock start?
Now. So once it's loaded in there, that's your 60-day window.
Okay.
How will we know when it's the first day it's loaded?
Oh, on the 20th of the month, and you may have gotten this email, we send out an email, and it's usually the 18th to the 20th, depending on if the 20th falls on a weekend, it usually will go out the Monday after. We'll send out an email that says, hey, the expenses are loaded. Feel free to go in and start looking. Once that happens, that is your cue to go in and start looking. Then what happens is commission starts working your commissions file. All of these credits and charges get put in with your commissions file so that it's all offset. And then on the 25th of the month, commissions does their check run. It deposits into your bank. You get a pay mode statement, and your pay mode statement should pretty much match what you have here in the portal.
Okay. And then question with the disputes. So is this Are the DTS notes taken in consideration before it's like the decisions made?
Sometimes when we were doing the 150 till funds, that was when accounting pulled that file out of DTS. Those were looked at, and we did remove those so that you weren't charged back for those. If they didn't put any notes in there and it was $150, we couldn't discern whether it truly was a till fund or not. Yeah, they do try to look at them. They don't always get them. Our T-Mobile side only has 3 people that do this. The Sprint side, I think they have a handful, so there's not a lot of people working it. So some of them do get missed, but that's where you have your opportunity to go in and dispute these.
So as long as our managers keep continuing on any variance, put good notes in DTS,
Yeah.
worst case, we just
That
have to go pull that day. Okay.
That helps a lot.
Okay.
So these ones that are credits, this might be on your sister stack, might be, and I think they put notes in here. Let's see. But it also gives you the opportunity to dispute those. Yeah, offsetting deposits in the sister store.
Okay.
So if you 823, if you don't see a negative 364.25 on the T-Mobile side, it might come next month, but then that would just be a wash, because depending on how fast things got to the bank, there's a transit time. Accounting has to cut things off
At some point.
at some point in the month, and I can't remember what the exact date is. So there's a possibility that negative 364.25 could show up next month. So you just kind of need to be aware of those things. You might have to toggle between months to make sure everything washes out. So I told you about
Hey, Pam, you said about the dollar amount that's going to be part of the commission payout. You mean that dollar amount only coming from the expense portal? We're not going to see any of our true commission dollars in the expense portal, are we?
No.
Okay.
No.
And
This is only credits and charges on inventory, cash, service credits, things like that.
and the dollar amount that we started with when you opened the report, there's 43.
This is the total of this. This is the total that's going to go in with your commissions. So if this was negative 42, it would go against your commissions.
What is the 49,840?
This is inventory. This is Sprint. I mean, this is T-Mobile inventory. And I can't answer you why that's so high.
That must be our accessory inventory that they're buying.
It might be. I know that you guys are getting buyback, but it seems to me it should have been down here.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So I don't know why this is a positive, almost $50,000.
Just deposit it, Pam.
We'll take it.
Don't spend it right away till you talk to your inventory person.
It was actually T-Mobile inventory.
Didn't they buy the Sprint inventory? So it should have been down here.
Well, they did, but they also allowed us to go ahead and start ordering the accessory inventory that met their requirements, and they were just going to reimburse us for it. So that looks like the number.
Oh, okay.
Especially with those prices,
And this will give you a little bit more information on the inventory side because they have more information to give you. Whereas cash, about the only thing we can get in there is the date of the transaction. But with inventory, you can get, like, it'll tell you this was a stock adjustment. Here's the SKU. Here's the description. Off of a PI account from July. Oh, that's probably why.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, this is July and August together. That's probably why. But it's pretty simple to use, I think. The one thing that I do want to tell you is this is detail only. None of this charges your account. So we had an issue where Sprint and T-Mobile had duplicate SAP store numbers, and some of those store numbers were going to a different dealer that shouldn't have been going that way in this portal, but it didn't get charged to them. The charges go through an SAP system. It was just mapped incorrectly in this portal, and that can be fixed. So if you see weird mapping issues, let me know and we'll get that fixed. And I will also just double check to make sure you weren't charged. But a lot of times things can get mapped incorrectly in here, but you're not getting charged for them. And 60 days, $25. As you dispute them, I will go in and decision them, and they should hopefully show up the next month. You won't get the email. You'll have to go in and look. I can't really think of much else to tell you. Do you have any questions?
Yep, Pam. The budget that we're given each month for each store for making customer decisions.
Service credit?
Yep, is that 500?
It's 500 for TPR and 100 for TPR subs. Do you have subs?
No.
I think you guys are all TPR. Yeah, 500.
Okay.
It does not roll over. It's by month.
All right. That was my next. And where would that would be in the? Does it matter? So where would that starting point of that 500 per door? Where would which category would I find that under?
So you didn't have any chargebacks. It'll say service credits. If you had chargebacks in the portal, it would have said service credits. It would have been called out as a service credit.
Okay.
But you can find them. Discount credit. So this is the branded dealer is where we keep the folders. Okay, you know about that.
Yep.
So you just go to your folder, and your folders have all the different folders in there. It'll have bank folder. So there's a bank folder, there's a POS folder, there's a missing deposit folder. Those are the folders that you'll use to research any of the cash. The bank deposit file, when you look at that, you need to remember that the date on that bank deposit file is the date that deposit made it to the bank. So if you're looking in DTS and you see the courier picked it up, but there's no check mark that says it made it to the bank, go to the bank file and filter for that store, but don't filter for that date because it won't be on that date. It'll be a week later or 2 days later or whatever. What you want to do is filter for the store and then filter for the amount.
Okay, I'm good there. On the $500 budget, I see that that's housed in that folder. Is the amount that you're paying into our commission net of that starting point? So if we're 17 stores, we get $8,500 to start the month. Is that number net of that $8,500?
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask the team that does that.
Okay.
I'll get that for you. She's got a whole system on how she does it, so I'll have her
Great.
type it out for you so that you understand how it works.
And do you find that most dealers share that 500 and let their stores know that this is your starting point and then work backwards from there on credits? Or do you find that they just hold it as a buffer? Do you know?
I think it depends how you feel about your store. If you think you can trust your people,
Right.
so
No.
I have seen where they do say, "Hey, we have it," and
Yep.
then I have seen where they do hold it.
Okay.
So I think that's about it. Again, I'm your cash and service credits person. Anything inventory, I will send you who that is and let you know, and then I'll also send you the service credit breakdown, how that works. Did you guys have an opportunity to join the DTS training that we had was it last week?
Yes.
Okay, I will also be sending that out. They recorded it, so you can use it for reference. They had some really good tips in there.
Pam, does the expense portal have subscription reports, or do we have to go get them each month?
You mean downloading the file?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you have to go get it each month.
Okay.
Can't really think of anything else. Do you have any other questions?
I guess once we reconcile and start doing our disputes, we come directly to you for any questions we have outside of just as far as how to use or timelines, things like that. So you'll handle it. Okay.
Yep. Sure can.
Good deal. And we like you a lot so far. You answer our emails immediately, so thank you. Yeah.
Wish my boss was on here.
Send me an email. I'll repeat it.
I think it's pretty easy to use. I don't think you guys will have too much of a problem. Your file looks really good right now. So
Okay.
other than, I wouldn't spend that money too quick. Make sure you talk to your inventory person.
She's going to send it to us.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, if you'll just follow up with those two things on the $500 net and and then who our inventory person is, and if you'll throw who your boss is in that email, we'll be good to go.
I will. All right. Thank you all. Please reach out if you have any trouble. That's what I'm here for. Okie doke. Bye.
Bye, guys. Let's stand here real quick and get on with Neil and just talk through this real fast because Chase, this is something you're going to be managing. I'm calling Chase. So I want Neil to jump on my WebEx bridge. Hey, you got 2 seconds to talk through what since I got Megan and Chase in the room, we can go over what we just kind of went through and what we're thinking on this. All right, I'm going to send you a Zoom link. All right, bye.